But I'll show you some pictures. I'm like a kid. I like pictures. Yeah. Let me show you some of these. Yeah, this is good stuff. A lot of mucoid plaque there, and let's see, it's shimmering 8-inch worm. Cute. Ate one the other day. Actually, I think yesterday I talked to someone that definitely got about a 13-inch roundworm out. I've got one here, but he's pretty dehydrated. Where are you at there, buddy? Come over here to Daddy. I don't know if you can see him or not, but he was alive when we got him out, and he came out alive out of a raw foodist. She didn't want to do herbs, and I'm thinking, you don't want to do herbs, and that baby's alive? You know, someone just got threw up a bunch of these worms. I don't know if you can see them from the camera there, but you know, nice little things that grow in the human terrain. Oh, this is pretty nasty. Is this a worm? This is from Maggie in New Zealand. Pretty good, Maggie. Got some nasty looking little creatures there, looks like to me. It's fun to get the crap out, isn't it? I tell you, it's like, ooh, that came out of me. Oh my God. But that's good. Please keep us out on the following. My 2.5-year-old boy had, from what I was told, Giardia a few months ago, before my doctor could guess what it was. He lost weight big time. Then we took to other pediatrician, told us to use Flagyl. Oh, that's the beauty of herbs. You know, Parasite G, take the capsules, clean that out. Remember, culturing medium means your son probably has some real interstitial lymphatic constipation going on here, meaning, again, 2.5-year-old, you're going to see the lymph, you're going to see the adrenals, you're going to see the kidneys, you're going to go after that. Remember, think of things systemically. Think of things holistically. You're not just trying to attack Giardia. You want to know why there's a home for Giardia. Go into culturing mediums. Go into why you culture and go after that, which is toxemia. And toxemia is dealt with through the lymphatic system. And so always go after that. And then you use the parasitic herbals, and you'll be very successful. And clean up the bowel and clean up the lymph system. What do you think about taking diatomaceous earth for elimination of parasites for us humans? Is it safe? I would rather do a parasite formula, actually, to get rid of parasites. Definitely. I'd rather do like a parasite M and G formula where you're getting up into the good herbs for all that. Absolutely. Great worm killer, great detoxifier in that way. I think it's more than safe to go that way. I don't see any problem with the earth that way too, but I'm a little concerned with its heaviness of inorganics. But again, you know, I do like the botanicals. I really like to go to the botanicals. Better, safer for us. Great. Someone also called me and asked me about MORSE. Now, MORSE, yeah, you know, when you play with antibiotics, you get bacteria that starts to do like this to you. So this is ladies worried about MORSE and whether our parasite M will deal with MORSE. Absolutely deal with MORSE. Matter of fact, parasites like bacterium do not get this anti-herbal parasitic intolerance that I've seen. So you should do well with MORSE. We've had many cases of MORSE, very common in nursing homes and everywhere else. And she's worried about it. And it's like, no, detoxify your body. Remember, this is about culturing mediums and clean the culturing medium out. And those people just really have to wake up to, you know, quit blaming the microbes and understand chemistry a little more and how the body works a little more. It's not difficult. And I have told you a case where it was MS-like symptoms, but quickly advancing, and it was parasitic, but it was worms, and chewing down on the autonomic and the stomach tissue and stuff, and that's where you're going to see the reflex there. So you always deworm yourself no matter what, because we are facing a lot of parasitic problems. The Discovery Show Animal Planet, the monsters within you, demonstrated that. And so I think parasitology departments shouldn't close down. They should open up and start educating the medical community more on the reality of parasites. We always detox the worms and flukes and you know, most of the fungi. You can't eliminate the microbes. That's ridiculous. In bacteria, you get a lot of vitamins from them. So why would you want to kill the messengers? In other words, why would you want to kill your sewage eaters? So this idea of living in a perfect world where there's no bacteria, blah, 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 these people live in fantasy land. These people are just, those are the hypochondriacs of the world. Worms can also, you know, excessive parasitic action on the body can deplete neuroenergy, and therefore you can have a lot of nerve responses neurologically. Most worms are protein feeders, proteolytics. I don't know what you're thinking about with refined sugars. That might be the fungal family because they're involved in fermentation. But natural sugar is essential. You learn your physiology. You've got to have sugar. You've got to have carbon, or your cells are a dead duck. It's easy to understand this. Every cell requires a sugar. What do you think grizzly bears and all the bears load up on fat before they hibernate? Because during hibernation, the liver converts glycogen or fat into glucose. And glucose is essential, or fructose, to a cell. And that's essential. Why? Because that's carbon. Sugar is carbon chain constituents. And it's the carbon that we need, like a gasoline. It's carbon. And carbon and oxygen are essential for ATP. Now, ATP is adenosine triphosphate. Cell energy, essential. So when someone says, oh, don't eat natural sugars, they feed. These people are working with a few cards short of a full deck, or they didn't learn about how the body works, and they're a wannabe practitioner. But anybody that tells you crap like that needs to get re-educated on the truth. Fruits feed parasites? Nah, never heard of that one. Simple sugars are always going to be involved. If you have high candida levels and you quit all starches, you're going to have a lot of hungry people. So you detoxify, use Parasite M and clean these colonies out of you. But in reality, you know, starch has been the problem. Grains. Someone said grains were healthy. What's healthy about a grain? You ever see a horse that doesn't stop eating grains? What happens to them? They become extremely acidic. They can't move. They get stiff and tight, bloated. And it's like, shows you, though, the acidosis of oats and the acidosis of grains and the carbohydrate, the high starch factor or sugar factor of grains. Why would we think that's healthy? When you want a health of a horse, you're going to give it alfalfa. My question is about raw food. How to eat raw food in a country full of parasites. Like some part of Africa and India. Yeah, I'd have to try to find some kind of wash, you know, some kind of veggie wash or some kind of wash that will clean that off. And if you had to, you could make a wash out of Parasite M, you know, and wash your veggies in that. You know, or some type of anti-parasitic herbal mix, and wash your vegetables and fruits in that. You know, and then every once in a while, of course, most of them are really anti-parasitic. Raw foods are fairly anti-parasitic of themselves. But every once in a while, like all good islanders and things, they deworm themselves. You know, you clean yourself out like that. That's the beauty of having all the botanicals. Some people are garbage dumps inside of their bodies. They didn't realize it. They didn't sweat well. They didn't filter through the kidneys, so their sewer systems literally got backed up head to toe, and then literally they became a parasitology department. You know, all the creatures moved in. Cancer is an acid damage to a cell. End of story, period. Someone's made a comment here. They heard cancer was a parasite and fungus problem, and I did address this, and some of these I'm trying not to double do, but that's insanity. You know, I mean, this one lady, I won't mention any names, she's passed now, but wrote a book, The Cure for All of This and The Cure for All of that, and So that's the problem with those books. And everything isn't a parasitic thing. That's secondary to the causative problems. You know, we are insulting God all the way here, and I find that amazing. Remember this too, you know, whether they're virals or bacteriums or whatever, everything is blamed on ticks and things like this, but you know what? Go back to culturing mediums again. Go back to the internal environment that you have in terms of your sewer system. Easy to clean the blood up of these things, but the sewer system, the lymph system, and that's interstitial, so that's a mucosa. So these things grow in the mucosa, they become in the mucus because they're breaking down the mucus, the bacterium, that's their job. But remember culturing medium. Remember this. Go after the culturing medium, your terrain, which is your sewer system. Get that cleaned out. So you're not culturing these babies, and your immune system and bacterium can end these issues, and you can detox them right out. Okay.